Hey, how you guys doing? My name is Wood Lagute, and in today's video, we're going to talk about how to navigate the back office of your website. So if you're watching this video, you are most likely a client that was recently handed a WordPress built website and are wondering how to navigate the back office to do things like make new blog posts, create new products for your online store, or edit existing products. But in today's video, we're going to go over all of those essential things, but we're also going to talk about what not to touch in terms of how to not break your currently or recently built website. So without further ado, let's get right into it. The things that you should probably think of or probably think twice about touching before you go into we're just going to start at the bottom of this dashboard here, this left side of your dashboard. So by the way, in order to get to this dashboard, you should receive an email from your web designer, which is probably me, giving you a link to log into the back office of your website. It should look something like this. So yourwebsite.com.net or whatever /WP-admin. All right. Once you've gotten to that page, you should have your own username and password and are able to, or you should be able to log into this dashboard. All right. So once you log in, this screen may look different for you depending on what type of website you need. This dashboard right here is pretty much set up for online stores. So yours might be a little different if you're running an agency or a blog per se. But as you can see here, for an online store, we have the WooCommerce tab open right here to show you the current sales or the current orders that you may have, right? So let's get back to the top where we were talking about things you should probably think twice about touching before you get into them, right? So let's start at the bottom here at Divi. You probably don't want to touch this because this is pretty much the theme that is used to pretty much build your whole website. And for you to go into this, you would have to know exactly what you need to adjust or what you need to be touching. And this is really the back end of your theme and of like the layout of your website. So this is something that you probably do not want to touch unless you contact your web designer. So if it is me, again, if you want to go into here, just let me know what you want to do, and I'll let you know if that's something that's safe when it comes to editing it and not breaking your website or not. All right. So the settings right here, you probably don't want to touch any of these things because these things are probably already set to pretty much have your website perfectly optimized already. But if you do have anything that you want to change in here, again, same concept as Divi. Contact your web designer and have them pretty much approve of whatever it is that you want to do in terms of, again, not breaking your website. Tools, same concept applies for the previous two. And so the same thing goes for users. The only time you would really want to touch users as a client is if you are adding a new user to your site. And by user, I mean something like, okay, if you were to get a new web designer and you wanted to add them to your website as an administrator, you would come here to users, you would click add new, and everything else is pretty self-explanatory. You just create a username, add their email, and then you can tick them as either a subscriber, an author, or an administrator. All right, so that will pretty much be the only time you need to use users, but please stay away from it unless you need to do that specific thing, or unless otherwise advised based on the type of website that you're running. All right, so plugins, you will not need to touch that at all. If you need anything that has to do with plugins as a client that is uh, not as tech savvy as your web designer, I would not touch this unless you have consulted with your web designer. All right, so appearance, same concept applies as plugins. All right, marketing, you may need to touch marketing if you do run an online store and are currently creating or promoting certain coupon codes. As you can see here, the word coupons is right here in the drop down menu for marketing. So if you do want to create or edit coupon codes, you can do so right here, right under marketing. All right, so that is something that you may want to touch. Okay, analytics. If you do want to take a quick look at how your website itself is doing, you may click on analytics and click on overview and all of these different attributes to see what they're doing. All right, like how they're doing in terms of numbers. Okay, so if you want to take a look at your numbers, by all means, just click on analytics and have a blast. All right, so for products now, products and WooCommerce we're going to come back to in a second because these things, obviously, if you're running an online store, you would want to touch, right? So you want to touch your products, you want to get in tune with the WooCommerce dashboard so you can know exactly how your online store is doing. Depending on the type of website you have, you may or may not need to touch projects. All right, so if you are somebody that runs an online store, you will not need to touch projects. If you have a blog, for example, depending on the things that you're promoting on there, you may or may not need to touch projects. Okay, so again, consult with your web designer and ask them before continuing on with building your website if projects is something that you will need to be touching. All right, comments is pretty much where all of your comments and reviews will show. So whenever somebody drops a review under one of your products, one of your WooCommerce, your online store products, or if you do, excuse me, if you do run a blog, if somebody does drop a comment under one of your posts, it will show up right here under comments. So depending on the type of website you have, the type of settings that your website has, you may need to approve or deny certain comments before they even show up on your website. All right. Pages, you will not need to touch that without consulting with, again, your web designer. Media, feel free to go ahead and visit your media library. This is pretty much where all your pictures, your videos, and all the other files that are on your website will pretty much live. All right, so if you wanted to upload a new picture that you felt like adding somewhere later on, the media library is where you would go to do that, and it is also where you would go to edit the pictures that you already have on there already, or the files that you already have on there already. Okay, so posts, again, if you have a blog on your website, or if you just have a blog as a website, posts will pretty much be where you live as a client on your website dashboard. All right, so if you need to create a new post, delete old post, edit already posted posts, this is where you would go to do that. All right, and last but not least, this is your dashboard, which is where we are right now. This is the first page you land at. It is also at the top of this menu here. So whenever you need to visit your dashboard, or whenever you sign in to the back office of your website, this is pretty much where you'll land. All right, now in terms of updates, I would say not to really touch these unless you really know what you're doing, because not all updates are required. Not all updates work well with your website, and some updates may break the layout of your website. All right, I do offer, as a web designer, I do offer web maintenance, web design maintenance. So if you do need certain updates made, or if you feel like that would be a service that's suitable for you, please do not hesitate to contact me about that. But again, please do not just go and make every single update that you see on the update page, because again, some of them will break your website. All right, so now that we've talked about all the things that you should probably not touch, and we've given you an idea of the things that you probably will need to touch, let's go ahead and focus on the online stores first. For those of you that have an online store and are wondering how to add, edit, or delete current products, and how to process your orders. All right, so again, as you can see here on your dashboard home, this gives you pretty much a quick overview of how your online store is doing. All right, so this is a tutorial website that I went ahead and put together to give you guys this tutorial. So I went ahead and made a test order for 20 bucks on a test product. As you can see right here, this is the product name, and I'm just gonna go ahead and show you guys how this looks in the back office when you want to go ahead and process that order. All right, so a few ways you can do that is you can click right here on the one order awaiting processing button right here. So once you click on that, it's going to take you to the same page as if you were to click from right here. All right, so if we hover over WooCommerce right here and we click on orders, again, if you click on here or there, it will both take you, they will both take you to this same exact page. All right, so once you've hit this page, it will pretty much show you all of the orders that you have that are either processing, completed, and so on. If you do want to filter them, you can go ahead and click up here on whatever filter you want to apply. But since I only have one order on here as a test order, it is currently still processing. I'm going to go ahead and walk you guys through how to complete this order. All right, so you get a new order, you have no idea where to send it, you have no idea who ordered it. All right, so basically what you would want to do is click on the order, and once you've reached this page, you have pretty much every single piece of information that you'll need to fulfill this this order. All right, so right here it'll give you the customer's billing address or their billing information, their contact information, and their shipping information. This test order has no shipping information because I set up this test website to ship everything to the customer's billing address. All right, your website may be set up differently, so again, you will either see shipping address here, or you will have to use billing address as the shipping address. All right, again, just consult with your web designer and have them explain to you how your website is set up. Okay, so if we wanted to oh yeah, and again, we have a lot more information down here pertaining to the order itself. So right here shows you how much was paid, pretty much how much you're getting paid, and right here you see that it says Stripe Payout. So some of you might have set up a Stripe payment gateway for your online store, and others may have set up PayPal. So right here, instead of Stripe, it will say PayPal. All right, either way, this amount right here is how much you will get paid to whatever payment gateway that you have set up on your website. If you have no idea what payment gateway you have set up on your website, consult with your web designer, and they will be sure to let you know that information. All right, so if we come up here to other actions, we can see that we can pretty much send an email invoice to the customer, telling them, basically just sending them an extra copy of the invoice that they've already gotten automatically after they have placed their order. All right, so we can resend new order notification here as well. So basically just resending them the things that they've already gotten as soon as they place the order. If you wanted to do that, or if you had the need to do that, this is where you would come to do that. All right here on this this drop down. So the only other thing here that you're able to pretty much input information into is right here in this little section that says add a note. So whatever note you were to add here, you can either set it as private, or you can send it as an email to the customer. All right, so if I was to get, let's say, a tracking number from the shipping company that I ship the item to the customer to, I can come right in here, I can add the shipping number, the tracking number, sorry, and I can click on this drop down and click on note to customer, click on add, and this will send an email to the customer with this number. All right, obviously you would want to, you know, add some more information and let them know, like, hey, this is your tracking number, right? So excuse me, but again, for the sake of this tutorial, we're just gonna fly through most of this stuff here so that we don't make this video too long for you guys to, you know, not be sitting down bored. All right, so the last thing we're gonna go over in this page right here is excuse me, the order status. All right, so once you've gone ahead and shipped out the product to your customer, you want to come over here to status, and you want to mark this order as completed. All right, so once you've done that, again, the customer will get an automated email saying that their order has been completed, and on your side, you will also get an email as the admin saying that the order has been completed. But once you've clicked that, you just want to go ahead and click on update. And if I go back to the same orders page that we were on before we clicked on this specific order, you will see that instead of processing, the status says completed. All right, and it tells you exactly when this order was placed. All right, so that is pretty much the order fulfillment process. The only thing that may vary between some of you is the option to print out a shipping label. So you can do that right from the new order email that you get within your email when somebody first places an order, or if your web designer put in the feature for you to pretty much print out a so for you to pretty much print that out straight from your dashboard, you will get the notification right up here, right above order details, right above this little section. There will be a button that says print shipping label right up there. All right, so you can print that straight from your dashboard if you are for some reason not able to do so from your email. All right, so we have completely gone over the order fulfillment process. If you do want to take some more, if you want to dive a little deeper into WooCommerce, you can just click on the home page right here under the WooCommerce drop down, and you can get some more information on your online store. All right, and if you do want to play around with the settings, I would recommend that you don't, but if there are some settings in here that you may need to change, like your business address, your business zip code, or if you do want to change up your payments, you can do that here as well. But again, I would consult with your web designer and just have them, you know, pretty much like confirm that certain things are able to be edited or not. All right, so let's move on to products. Basically what you want to do with the products, right? Again, if you do run an online store, you would need to add new products, edit current products, or delete products, and so on, right? So let's go over first how to create a new product. As you can see here, I have a test product already created, which is what I ordered in order to show you guys this tutorial. But let's go over how you would go about adding a new product yourself. All right. So with WooCommerce, there are pretty much two types of products. There are simple products. This is a test simple product, as you can see by the title. A simple product is pretty much just an outright product. Like um, let's say you're selling a watch. You know, like there's no specific sizes, there's no specific colors. You just have one black watch to sell, and it's one size. That will be pretty much a simple product. All right. So you will pretty much have no other attributes. People can just outright just buy that product. All right. So that's a simple product. Now the other variation would be a variable product. A variable product would be clearly the opposite. So something with something like a t-shirt. All right. You have a black version and a white version of the t-shirt, and you have three different sizes: medium, small, large. So that would be a variable product. All right. So we're gonna go over adding both a simple product and a variable product right in this tutorial. But before we do that, if we did want to pretty much edit a current product, we would basically just have to be on this all products page and click on edit on any products that we already have. So I'm just going to walk you through the process using the edit feature on this product. All right. Excuse me. So if we wanted to change the title here of this product, we can just change it right here. So basically this first field right here is the title of your product. That's the name of your product. All right. So if I wanted to change this name to test simple product 2 per se, I would edit that right here. All right. Now keep in mind, when you do change the name of a product, the URL for that product stays the same unless you change it as well. All right. So what I would want to do if I wanted to change the URL as well, would be to copy this title in here and paste it right into this URL box right here and click OK. All right, so now the URL has also been updated. All right, so instead of yourbusiness.com/testproduct, it would be yourbusiness.com/testproduct2. All right, just keep that in mind. It's a very small change, but it can make a big difference when it comes to editing your links to your products and stuff like that. All right, but if your product is already linked in a lot of places and you feel like just editing this would take too much work, in terms of like having to edit it in everywhere that you've marketed that product, then by all means leave it as what it was before. Okay, so simple product, you would pretty much start with the title. You do not have to manually edit this. This automatically updates by itself. This is where you would put your product description, this box right here. All right. And when you keep scrolling right here, as you can see, this is where you would change from a simple product to a variable product. But again, this is just a simple product, so we're going to leave it at that. If this product is a virtual product, basically something that you don't need to ship, or if it's downloadable, this is where you would specify that. But right now we're talking shippable products, right? So pretty much this is where you can set the price. So whatever price point you want your product to be at, you can edit it right here. Since we're editing this current product, let's just say we're editing a product, I'm just going to raise the price by $5 or $4. I forgot how much it was before, but I just entered 49 bucks. So let's just say we wanted to edit the price and we wanted to remove the fact that it's on sale. I would just erase the sale price right there. So now if anybody wants to buy that product, it will cost them 49 bucks. All right. So that's pretty much all you would need to do in terms of a simple product. If you wanted to edit the inventory, like let's say you only had 5 of these in stock, you would come to inventory right here, enable stock management, and you would just hit 5 right here in stock quantity. All right, that's pretty much how you would want to do that. In terms of everything else in here, it should already be set up for you by your web designer. Well, actually, shipping, linked products, and advanced and get more options, these things you don't really need to touch because shipping is already handled by your web designer, and linked products should probably be handled by your web designer unless you're uploading something new and you feel like you need to promote a different product along with this product. All right, so this is where you would do that. If you already have the product set up, you can search for the product that you'd like to upsell after editing this product. All right, attributes we won't touch yet, so we'll look at that when we touch on variable products. Okay, so this is pretty much a short description. This is the description that will go right next to your product on the product page, and this is the description that will go below the product on the product page. All right, again, depending on the type of website that you have and how it's designed by your web designer, you may not need both boxes. Just consult with your web designer and they'll let you know which boxes you need to fill out. All right, On the side here is where you would select your product category. So like, let's say we were selling t-shirts and I had a t-shirt category. This is where I would select that category. As you can see here, you can add new categories as you go. All right, tags, you most likely will not need to do that, but if your products do have tags, this is where you would add them, kind of like hashtags or like YouTube video tags. All right, just think of it like that. So the last but not least part of editing or adding a new product would be to edit the image. Okay, so if you want to add your product image, this is where you would do so. You just click on here and it will take you to your media library, which we talked about earlier, which you can go to and edit and upload all of your pictures, right? So you would come right in here. If you need to upload something new, just click on upload files, select files, and then it will upload from your computer. All right, so since we're editing right now, I'm just going to change this picture to this crab right here because it's a nice looking crab. Okay, so if we wanted to add more pictures to a gallery right under the product image on the product page, we would add them right in here. All right, so I'm just going to add this picture as a gallery picture. I'm going to hit update because now we're done updating this product, right? And I'm gonna click on view product right after I'm done. I'm gonna open that in a new tab, and please don't judge the design of this website. Again, it's a tutorial website. I have not edited anything design wise. All right, so as you can see, we've added a new product or edited a already existing product to be called Test Simple Product 2. The price has been updated to 49 bucks. And we now have 5 of them in stock. All right, it's a simple product, so there's no drop down asking you for sizing or anything like that. And as you can see, there are more than there's more than one picture on here because we added a gallery image. Okay, so it's really that simple. Now let's go ahead and add us a variable product, and we're gonna sorry, I clicked on new page. That is the wrong thing to click on. This is a tutorial. Let's do the right thing. All right, so we're gonna hover over new right here, and we're gonna click on product. Yes, this is an alternate way of creating a new product. You can do it right up here, or you can just go back to this products drop down and click on add new, or if you're still on the all products page, just click on add new right up here. All right, so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna create a test t-shirt, and then I'm gonna come down and I'm gonna write test description. Again, this is all in the interest of time for this video. I'm not going to write a super long description. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to select variable product. And this is going to allow us to add sizing and colors. All right, so for sizing and colors, again, we're not going to touch anything else that we already talked about because we already talked about it. So if you want to edit your stock, you know how to do it already. But for sizing and stuff like that, we're going to click on attributes and we're going to click on add. All right. We're going to title this attribute size, and for the sizes I'm going to say small. I'm going to add a straight line. I'm going to say medium. I'm going to add another straight line. I'm going to say large. These lines right here are very, very much necessary to separate your attributes. All right, if you're not sure where to find this line, it's literally right over your enter key. There's a backslash, but if you hit shift and hit that backslash, you will get a straight line. You need this in order to separate your attributes. All right, it's very important. Okay, so now that we've created this size attribute, we need to click on used for variations because we're gonna need it as a variation in order to allow customers to click on the different sizes. All right, so I'm gonna click on add again, and I'm gonna add color. So now for color, I'm just gonna say black, straight line again, and white. As you can see, we always need that straight line in order to separate the attributes. All right, I'm gonna say used for variations again, and I'm gonna say save attributes. So basically what we just did is we added 2 attributes to our t-shirt product. Okay, so we gave it a size and we gave it a color. So whenever a customer goes to purchase that t-shirt, they will have the option to select a different size and a different color. All right, but before they're able to do that, we need to set those things as variations. So let's go to the variations tab, and on this drop down we're going to click on create variations from all attributes, and we're going to hit go. We're going to click OK, and then we're going to have to click OK again. There it is. It says 6 variations added. This will vary based on how many variations you've added, of course, right? So now that we have all of the variations added, as you can see, small black, small white, medium black, medium white, and so on. These are pretty much all the variations that are able to be clicked on as the customer goes through your checkout process. All right, so now the last things that we need to do besides the basics that we've talked about already is to, if you want to, you can set a default value. So whenever a customer clicks on that product, the size will default to small and the color will default to black. All right, you can do that if you'd like. If you don't want to, that's fine. And then we're going to set prices for each of these products. But don't worry, we get to do it one time for each product, for all products at the same time. All right. So we're going to click on this drop down and we're going to go down to set regular prices. We're going to click on go. And in this box right here, just write whatever number, whatever price it is that you're selling the t-shirts at. I'm just going to write 30. So once I write 30 here and I hit OK and I hit it again, it's going to set all of these variations to be priced at $30. So if I click on this one right here, small black, you can see right here regular price has been set to 30. If I click on large black, regular price 30. I'm not going to click on all of them. You get the idea. All of them has been set to $30. All right. So the last few things we're going to do now is, again, we've gone over this. We're going to select the category. As of right now, I have no categories on this test site. So if I had a t-shirt category, I would do it here. But again, what I'm going to do is I'm going to add it so you guys can see how adding a new category works right from this section right here. So I'm going to add a t-shirt category. And then as you can see, when you add a category, it already checks it. So it already adds the t-shirt to the category that you've just created. All right. So if you want to add some tags, again, we've already gone over that. And the last thing we need to do is add product images. All right. So I'm just gonna, I don't have a t-shirt image in here, so I'm just gonna add these cookies. Well, donuts. I don't know what those are, but it's food. So we're gonna add the food as our product image. I'm not gonna add any product gallery images. You already know how that works. And then the last thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna hit publish, and that should be it. All right. As I hit publish, the product should be pretty much published to my shop. I can promote it as I please. All right, so I'm gonna hit on view product right here. It's gonna look a little different from our first test product because we didn't add a long description right here. Yep, there we go. See, so we don't have a long description right here, but as you can see, we have the option to choose a size. But before we even choose them, you see how the default is already set to small, black. All right, because we've set those variables. All right, but as you can see, we can always select a different size, a different color, and we can add that to our cart. And then, you know, pretty much that's how you go about adding a adding a variable product. All right, so now that we've gone ahead and talked about how to add a simple product and a variable product, I think we're all about set when it comes to managing your online store. Again, if you have any questions, feel free to contact your web designer. But the last thing I want to go over before finishing off this video is how to manage your coupons. All right, because a lot of you that do run online stores may need to add and edit coupons. All right, and then actually after that we'll just go over posts real quick because I feel like that's really self-explanatory, but I'll just give you a quick overview on how to do that before we leave this video off. All right, so with coupons, you want to hover over new up here and just go down to coupon. Once you've clicked on coupon, here is pretty much where you add your coupon code. Again, most of this is pretty self-explanatory, but we're going to walk through it anyway, right? Excuse me. So if my coupon code was Black Friday, I'm just going to copy it real quick so you can see how it works in the checkout process itself, right? This description right here is pretty much for you and you only you see this. So I'm going to put 10% off all items here. And yeah, so right here is your coupon code. Right here is a short description for your knowledge, for your your memory, I guess. And down here is where you set the coupon attributes. All right, so fixed cart discount is pretty much going to take a certain amount based on the attribute that you put in coupon amount. It's going to take that fixed amount off of your entire cart. Percentage discount is going to take a certain percentage off of the entire cart amount. And fixed product discount is going to take a certain amount off of a certain product. All right, so we're going to say, we're going to say percentage discount here since I set the coupon to take 10% off of all items in your cart. So percentage discount, and right here you just have to write the number 10 or whatever the percentage is that you want to take off. You don't have to write the percent. Just write the attribute right here and you should be fine. Check here if you'd like to allow free shipping with this coupon, and if this coupon expires, this is where you would set the expiry date. So we're going to come here to usage restriction. This is pretty much where you would put extra restrictions for your coupon. All of this is pretty self-explanatory. If you want customers to spend a minimum amount before they're able to use this coupon, maximum amount. If it's an individual use, pretty much just read these descriptions. They're pretty self-explanatory, and usage limits is the same thing. All right. So right now we already have a coupon created. I'm just gonna hit on publish. Hitting publish will make this coupon usable on your website. If you don't, nobody can use it, so make sure you hit publish when you're creating it. All right. I'm just gonna test it out real quick. I'm gonna add this to my cart. I'm gonna view this cart, and in the checkout, I'm gonna apply that coupon. I'm gonna paste it right in here. I'm gonna hit apply, and as you can see, we have now gotten 10% off our total amount. All right. So that is how you would create a coupon. So that's pretty much all. If you are running an online store, this is pretty much where it cuts off for you. Thank you again for trusting me with your web design needs. But if you do have a blog and you are looking to create new posts, edit your posts, literally just go to all posts. This is pretty much where you will live in your dashboard. This is where you do everything post related on WordPress. And if I wanted to add a new post, literally just click on add new. I would hit add new right there, and I'm just gonna X this out. It's just a bunch of tutorial stuff that pops up. You can go through it if you'd like. This is where you would enter the title of your blog post, right? And if you'd like, you can use the default editor or the Divi builder, but as a blogger, I would just suggest you use the default editor. There's no real need to use the Divi builder unless you are adding some designs to your stuff that you just feel like you're able to use the Divi builder to do. But if you've never used the Divi builder, just go ahead and use the default editor. It's very, very customizable as well. So if we look here, your title is still up here, but this is pretty much where your blog content goes. So if I was to click on this plus button right here, really self-explanatory again, right? And click on browse all, you can see pretty much all of the things that you're able to add to your blog post. All right, it goes from simple paragraphs, simple text, to quotes, to videos, to galleries, to images, to Instagram feeds, to Twitter feeds, to YouTube's. It goes to like there's a bunch of stuff that you can add to your blog. All right, so be creative, do your own thing. Again, this is pretty much self-explanatory when it comes to blogging. Once you have gone ahead and added your content, so I'm just gonna write content right here just for the sake of this tutorial, and I'm gonna hit publish twice so that it actually publishes, and then I'm gonna hit view post. All right. Again, let's not judge my design because again, this is a test website, right? So as you can see, our post has been published. Your title shows up, your content shows up. It's gonna look very different for you because your website was designed differently, but the process is still the same and the concept is still the same. All right, everything works as it should. So if you were to want to create a new post, that is how you would do it. If you were to want to edit a new post, it works the same as products. You would just hover over the post, click on edit, and there you would be able to edit it. All right, so everything else in the post as well work the same as products. So if you want to set a featured image, it would be on the same side. If you want to set a category, it would be on the same side. All right, so back into our test post right here. As you can see on the right, we have categories, we have tags, we have featured images, and we have discussion. Discussion is pretty much where you would want to either allow comments or the opposite. All right, so that actually sums it all up with posts, and pretty much that sums it up all up for this video. All right, so again, thank you for trusting me with your time. I know this video ran a little long, but it pretty much touched on everything that you either one should not touch on your back office, your dashboard, or two are in dire need to touch in your back office or dashboard. So again, thank you for watching, and I hope to stay in touch. See ya.